What's up, guys? We got a value stream for you today. So this is a series that we've been doing for, I think, years now, right, Gabriel?
Yeah, we've done this probably for three, maybe not 4 years, 3 years or so, 2 years.
Yeah, we do this about once every 2 months. So this is not something we do super often, but basically I have Gabriel on, who's, if you guys are not familiar with him, he's one of the very few legit cold approach experts. Like this guy actually gets real results, and his clients do too. If you want to see receipts of that, if you're like skeptical, just literally click the link that you see on the screen, socialhackerlink.pwf, and you can see just receipt after receipt. But anyway, so I like to bring him on to answer cold approach questions because that's like his specialty. And then if you have other questions, that's fine too. You can ask them as well. And what we're gonna do today is actually I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit for the stream, and you can join, and you can actually have like 5 minutes to ask either one of us questions. So it's like a free coaching, basically like a mini free coaching call, honestly. And so we'll do that. And the only condition is you do have to show your face, at least backstage. I prefer if you show your face the whole time, but at the very least you have to show your face to me backstage, because I just can't take a chance with some troll who wants to show off his dick to, I don't know why, because it's just all dudes here, but I guess some of these weirdos, they get off on that. So yeah, but anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, where are you at in the world right now, Gabriel? It's always a fucking surprise with you. You're in South Africa.
Yes, right now I'm in Cape Town. I was recently before this in Colombia doing programs in Miami. I mean, bro, I fucking love Miami. I'm going to keep coming back there. I didn't come there my whole life. And then as I got there the first time, I'm like, bro, this city's amazing. So
yeah, this was your second time in Miami, right?
Yes. And I'll probably come back 3-4 months from now.
Yeah, I think if you're single, Miami's like the best city in America for guys to live in. Girls too. I mean, I think there's a high quality of life here. It's a little expensive, so you need to have some money. Like you can't be. I mean, if you live like 40 minutes away from Miami, yeah, you can get some cheap housing. But if you want to live in Miami proper, which is like the whole point, you do need to have some money. It's not as expensive as San Francisco or New York, but it's probably top 10 most expensive cities, or top 20 in America. So it's not cheap. My place, for example, I have a very nice 4-bedroom. Which I split with roommates, but the total rent on that is $7,500, and the original price was actually $10,000. The only reason I got it for $7,500 is because they're doing massive construction in the building. So yeah, it's not a cheap city, but it's a great city to live in. If you got your own business or whatever, you got a high-paying job, definitely a good place to check out. How are you surviving the white genocide that I hear so much about from Elon Musk?
Very much non-existent, but I'm surviving it.
Okay, that's good. Nice. So if you had a choice, like let's say you had, you could get citizenship in any country you want, and you have to pick one place, would it be South Africa? Would it be Colombia? Would it be Miami?
It depends what you're looking at. If you're looking specifically for game as a single guy, then probably Miami. If you're looking at overall lifestyle, food, weather, overall fitness, life overall, then probably Cape Town. Yeah, it depends what the value is.
Yeah, I think if the goal is just to sleep with as many hot girls as possible, I would say that probably Medellin, Colombia would actually be better. I think Miami has hotter girls, like per girl or whatever, but it's a lot easier in Colombia. I mean, it's not that hard in Miami either. If you have game, you can get laid plenty. But in Colombia, like you take a guy who has let's say who has like average looks and above average game. In Miami, he might sleep with a new girl a week. In Colombia, he could sleep with a new girl every day, basically.
Yeah.
But for quality of life, I wouldn't want to live in Colombia long term.
Everyone's going to book flights now to Colombia. Everyone.
Yeah, there's a lot of definitely that's a big thing. There's a lot of this girl I hooked up with. Actually, it's funny enough. I hooked up with this chick. This was like a long time ago, and randomly I stumbled upon her blog like a few years later, and her blog is like dedicated to like shitting on sex tourism. That's like the whole purpose of her blog. And I was like, damn, but you fucked me. Like,
Yeah.
I basically traveled there for, to get laid, right? So I thought that was really funny. But she's like shitting on like all the fucking sex tourists who come to Colombia to try to fuck. I mean, some of it is valid because some of them actually do, want to have sex with underage girls, which is obviously evil. But yeah, anyway. But
No, look,
anyway,
there's definitely high quality girls there in terms of good quality, in terms of personality, looking for a boyfriend. Obviously, there's also
yeah.
gold because so it's you can meet high quality women.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so here we have a comment. I'm 3'10" facially, 6 feet, good personality, not funny by chances. What I have to do? I mean, you have to learn game. Like that's the answer for basically no matter how you look. If you were a 10 out of 10 facially, a 2 out of 10 facially, you have to learn game. If you're really good looking, you have more of a grace. Like you can fuck up a little bit more and still get the girl. But no matter who you are, you have to learn game. And if you're a guy who's not as attractive, you have to learn more game, basically.
Yes,
Um,
and even that mindset, like just to rank yourself facially. Look, I guess it's good to be objective, but just where your mindset is going, you shouldn't even be thinking of that. Yes, do everything you can to optimize, but you should be thinking about game. You should be approaching. You should be thinking about your interactions. What are you doing right? What are you doing wrong? Yeah, look, I mean, go out and game, learn game, get good, optimize everything you can, but focus on learning game. I mean, it's such a broad question. What do you have? It's like, what do you have to do if you suck with women? Well, you have to become better with women. You have to learn game.
Yeah, and also I guarantee you have the ability to become at least a 5 out of 10 facially. Most of the time, when people like say they're like a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, is there's things within their control. Like for example, their body fat percentage, and just everyone just looks significantly better if they get to single digits body fat. There's a lot of times their facial hair is fucked up. Maybe they have a messed up beard, right? And you can fix that with minoxidil and derma rolling. I used to have a fucked up beard, right? Now it's perfect, right? Well, not perfect, but it's good. So there's things you can do. Different hairstyles, make your your hair look better. Like for example, if I grew out my hair like Gabriel's because I have a receding hairline, that would look really, really bad on me, and I would just by default start looking worse, right? So there's like little things you can do like that, like again, getting to single digits body fat, making sure you have like a nicely, well, I guess like just good facial hair, have a haircut that's proportionate for your face, stuff like that. Lifting weights can boost your testosterone, which in turn can make your face look a little bit more chiseled. Like there's things that you can do that don't involve surgery or anything like that, so you can go to a 5 out of 10. All right, been a while. Gabriel needs to come on more often. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but me and Gabriel are working on a big project. We're going to announce it in a week or two, and it's going to be both of us together. So you're going to see plenty of us. Just put it that way. Oh yeah. So Gabriel told me he might be working on a new course or something. Details, please.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you want to answer this, Gabriel?
It might be someone from, basically, yes, we are working on something really cool. We're going to announce it probably in like a week or so. Something really cool that involves just taking, me and Alex have been talking about how to take game to the next level, how to really get you guys better results. So we're going to announce this very, very soon. And there's going to be limited spots. So we're putting this together. It's going to be the best of online game, the best of cold approach, but ultimately it's a program that's going to take you to the next level. So for whoever's asking this question, I probably said something similar to you already, but basically just stay tuned for like a week or so.
Yeah, we're going to announce it soon. We've been working on it for months. It's almost finished. So you guys are going to like it. It's going to be, I think, and it's going to involve me and Gabriel collaborating a lot more often. So just stay tuned. We'll announce it both on my channel and Gabriel's channel. We'll announce it everywhere, so you won't miss it. Gabriel had my first threesome in Miami last weekend with that new training in SM, the advanced sexualization you uploaded last week. Oh, nice, man. Congrats. Gabriel, do you want to maybe quickly touch on what he's referring to?
Yeah, so trying to see who it is. You can let me know. Is it Mosley? Let me know. We've got a few guys that look similar to you. I can't really see in the small picture. So, yeah, look, firstly, awesome stuff, bro. First threesome, yeah, awesome stuff. So I think just to touch on it, because you guys might be thinking, okay, well, what did he do? What training? So basically, what I realized most guys when it comes to threesomes is they're almost afraid to sexualize. They're afraid they don't want to step on one. Sorry?
They don't want to creep the girls out, you're saying?
Yes. They don't want to creep the girls out. They don't want to step on the girls' toes. They're a bit afraid. And they're thinking you either need to go to level 100 or you do nothing. They're either like, you know what, I just want to fuck the shit out of you. You don't have to go to level 100 or nothing. You can start slow and keep building up, keep building up, keep building up. You tell the second girl, you know, my friend thinks you're really cute. I also think you're cute too. You see her response. Then eventually you start talking about what's the craziest thing you've done? Have you ever had a threesome? You start getting her into those conversational topics. Then eventually it's, look, my friend thinks you've got very nice lips. What do you think? Like, my friend thinks you're beautiful. You have to be willing to lead. Like, you can't just step back there and think to yourself, I hope this happens. No, you actually have to lead it forward. You have to make it happen. And I've got a training on exactly how to do this step by step. But you have to actually take initiative and not be afraid to make things sexual and to escalate. But most guys, look, the girls want to have crazy experiences. Sometimes it's just a hard no, of course. But oftentimes they want to have those experiences, but they're not going to do it if they're the ones leading it. Okay, so you have to take the accountability off their shoulders, make them feel comfortable, lead. They have to see that you're very comfortable sexually. They have to see that you're very comfortable in escalating. You're very comfortable in leading. If they see cracks, it's going to be a lot harder. So, yeah, look, I can go in step by step, but yeah, good job on following that training.
Yeah, I'll just say this quick tip on threesomes that I've noticed is the easiest way to set one up isn't to try to find two new girls at the same time. It's to hook up with a girl, get her on board after you have sex, and then work as a team to find the other girl. And then, so I think that's a much easier approach. I've done that a few times. And then here's what I've noticed. So like with threesomes, like if you're, say you and a girl are on Tinder or whatever, and you match with another girl, most of the time she's going to come straight over because she knows what's up, right? It's a little bit different than when you're just running a solo profile, unless it's like a massive fuckboy profile. So when the girl comes over, actually, all you have to do is escalate at some point. The girls just become BFFs. They like start chatting. Basically, you don't get to get a word in. Like this is how it's been every single fucking time I had a threesome. Is the girls just start yapping. They're like, "Oh my god, I love this too." But even if the girl's like totally like even the girl on your team, she's not going to escalate. This is one thing the girls are just not going to do. So you have to be the one that eventually just cuts through the chatting and just like fucking like escalate. Because they'll just so it's in a way it's like a lot easier than a regular date because literally you don't have to vibe, you don't have to banter, you don't have to do anything besides escalate, but you do have to 100% escalate because they will not do that for you. I mean, there's rare girls that will, but
it's a lot harder if you're trying to go out without knowing any girl with the intention to meet two random girls to get a threesome. It's a lot harder. You need to have one girl on your side. Preferably, you've already hooked up with her, and she's open to want to try new things. Remember, she needs to also be wanting to have fun, to want to have this experience. And you need to frame it as it's going to be exciting because it can't just be for you. It's not just for the guy. It needs to be win all around. So. Yes, go with the girl that you've already hooked up with. And even before you go out, this is something that you can speak about with your girl. You can say like, hold on, have you ever had a threesome? Have you ever thought about having it? She's like, oh, I don't know. It would be fun. Yes, we should. It'll be fun. What's your type of girl? Like, what type of girl do you like? You need to make the experience fun for her. You don't
Make
need
it like a we thing. Like, hey, this is something. And don't make it a you thing. Make it like this is something we're doing together. Make it like a fun like challenge or
Yes.
something like that.
What a lot of guys do is they try keep it secret from their main girl.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it needs to be like, no, we're in this together. This is going to be a fun thing. Like, let's meet this girl, let's meet that girl, and obviously then you need to be responsible for moving it forward. But she needs to know what's going on.
Yeah, you can't just like hey, let's go out and grab drinks, and then you start flirting with other girls. She's like, what the fuck? It's like, oh, actually, I was going for a threesome. I know we didn't discuss it at all. I haven't even mentioned it to you, but yeah, you definitely need to have a discussion beforehand. All right, so Bilal, why don't you come on and we'll help you like in real time. So I'm gonna drop the link. Click on this link. Come on. We'll tell you, we'll give you an honest assessment of your face. I doubt it's as bad as you think it is. And then we'll also specifically troubleshoot your sticking points. So, yeah, I dropped the link, so just join that. And that's the best way to do it. Gabriel, when are you doing your next boot camp in Miami? I was at a business conference last time.
Yeah, so possibly in around 4 or 5 months. I'm first going to do some in Europe this summer, and then probably head to Miami after. So just always message me. Just find me on Facebook and DM me, and I can always send you information. But I think the first step is actually join the free community. So I think this could be a good time to just show you guys. We've got a free Facebook group, completely free. Just click on the link. That's the link below. It's socialhackerinc.com/PWF. We'll also put it in the chat. And let's see, maybe I'll even share my screen here.
Yeah, show the guys.
Okay, share screen. So this is for you guys wondering how to get techniques from me or tactics, where to actually start.
I can't see your screen, Gabriel.
Yeah, I'm not showing just. Okay. So now you should be able to see my screen. Let's see.
Oh, dude, you still got the porn for you still got the tab for the gay porn. You just want to exit out of that because we're on a live stream.
I actually wanted to show that.
Subtle DHP.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys should be able to see.
No, we're actually right now we're looking at just like us talking. You want me to share it on my end?
Okay, yes, just share it on your end. Not sure what's going on there. So yeah, so guys, click this link. This is a free Facebook group. This is where you're going to get all techniques, tactics, mindsets on game, infield breakdowns, different pieces of content, infields, everything from my perspective, everything to do with cold approach. Okay, and you'll also see.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, so yeah, so I always like going through this because every time I do, Gabriel adds new receipts, so I can ogle and some hot girls. Oh, I like this one. But yeah, these are just receipts from his students, and like these just go for days. You can just scroll down forever. Like, look at this shit. I mean, this is like a fucking insane wall of receipts, and you can see in some of them there's the guy with the girl, so that's like you can't really fucking fake that. But yeah, this just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. So you guys can fucking just enjoy the receipts. And the group is free. So there's no say, I actually know this guy. He was a student of mine too. But so yeah.
All different results. So some guys getting relationships, losing their virginity, getting their first dates. Doesn't matter what results you're looking for, getting rotations. So yeah, just join, but make sure to join through this exact link. And then you'll see all the value there.
Cool. All right, Mr. B, I see you backstage. I'm gonna get you on a second. I did tell Bilal that you can go on first. Bilal, you have to show your face because I don't know if you're a troll or not. Don't worry, we're not gonna judge your face. I got my own deformities. I got this fucked up nose. I got my receding hairline. I got my sunken cheeks. So I'm not one to talk shit. We can't all be Giga Chads like Gabriel. Bilal, okay, I see you. You're not 3 out of 10. Get the fuck out of here. All right, I'm gonna bring you on. What's up? You're
You
not a
do
fucking.
the,
You're not a 3 out of 10. Where the fuck did you come up with that?
Yeah, you're a good-looking dude, bro.
You're above average looks.
yeah, you need to be super honest with me.
No, I'm dead honest. Like I have no problem telling people that they're ugly if they're ugly, but you're not below average looking. You're slightly above average.
Nice, thank you.
I think he's objectively better looking than me, honestly.
How much? How much would you give me?
I mean, I don't know.
Bro, you're also asking the wrong questions, bro. Like, if you looked terrible, absolutely terrible, then maybe you have something to hang on to. You have an excuse, bro. You've got no excuses. Like you okay. Look, it doesn't matter what we rate you necessarily, but you're not below the threshold where
Not
like,
even close.
it matters. So you need to you've got a victim mentality, obviously, thinking about what's wrong with me, why don't women like me, why am I so ugly? You shouldn't be thinking that stuff. You should be thinking, I've seen people I mean, I don't even want to use the word because you're not bad at all, but I've seen guys very short, fat, ugly, get girls because they're only thinking, they're not victim orientated. They're thinking, how do I get good with women? I need to improve my game. How do I improve? What techniques do I need to learn? What mindsets do I need to have? And yes, you might not get the same level of results as someone that's a 10 out of 10, but that doesn't matter. There's no reason why you can't have still an abundant dating life if you stop focusing on the things that don't matter. Optimize it as much as you can, but focus on game. I mean, I don't know if you jumped on this hoping that we would give you permission to hang on to your excuses like, yes, bro, you are ugly and that's why girls don't like you. But I'm not allowing you to think that way. You need to think, no, it's your responsibility. It's your fault. So if you're not getting the girls that you want, start learning game.
Yeah, I'd say you're like right now 6 out of 10 looks wise with the ability to become a 7.5. So you're already above average, but you can go even better. I think you need to grow out your facial hair on the side and trim your mustache a little bit. So it's kind of called the golden ratio. You want the facial hair on the side to be the same size or slightly bigger than the mustache. And then also at the top, you should grow out your hair more here so it kind of goes down to your eyebrows and then trim it on the sides. Trim it on the sides and then have it grow out in the front more. And then also waxing your eyebrows. And you can get all that done in the barbershop. If you do that, you'll be at a 7 or higher.
But honestly, first I need to fix my dental. You know what I mean?
Let me see your teeth.
Yeah, I was smiling. It's not that good, really. It's not that good.
Yeah, your teeth are a little crooked. So are mine. Right? It's not a big deal. It's
But look, I have to get this chance. So my question is, I don't really trust. Are you guys kind of red pill?
No.
So maybe a combination between black pill and red pill. That's
No.
it.
We're not black pill. We're pickup, which is different. We believe looks matter, but we think that they're not the defining factor, and that unless you're horrific looking, you can overcome it with good game. That's what pickup people believe.
Bro, you need to learn game. Like, stop focusing on everything else.
And completely cut off all black pill and red pill crap. That's really poisoning your mind, honestly.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for the advice. But bro, look, do you think is this trainable? Yeah, I can train on this.
100%. Yes, on pickup, absolutely. Dude, I have guys like you can see if you go on. Just look. Here, let me just show you something. If we just go on Gabriel's page, right, we can see guys who are significantly less attractive than you with girls. Like, I'm not trying to like roast any of these guys, but let's just take a quick look. I saw a few. Like, okay, this guy's about average looking, but here, I saw one definitely when I was scrolling through this. Like, this guy is less attractive than you. He's with a cute girl. Then we have
Yeah, bro, there's lots of Indians, Asians, shorter than you, fatter than you. Like, just your mindsets are very dangerous. You need to stop watching or focusing on any content that's reinforcing these
You're
mindsets.
100% better looking than this kid. 100%, dude.
And then,
You're better looking than this guy. You're, I don't know, maybe you say, no, probably better looking than this guy. Definitely better looking than this guy. He's a really good dude. I like him, but you're definitely better looking than him. So you can see proof in front of your eyes of guys who are worse looking than you having much
Yeah,
better success than you.
that was the question that's blown my mind. Sometimes I think the look is matter, sometimes personality. I don't know. But bro, I think it's really hard to change your personality. Is this what are you talking about? Changing your personality or what?
pretty
Not
much,
so
yes.
much changing your
That's,
personality.
that's
We're not asking you to become a different person. It's more
So,
about improving the positive aspects of your personality and also working on the negative aspects. But game is a little bit it's tied to personality, but it's also a little bit separate. Like you can have a personality of an introvert but still have good game. It's more about learning how to be charming, how to be charismatic, what women find attractive, how to flirt with guys, how to build. I mean, how to flirt with girls, how to build sexual tension, and that's what we're talking about.
but at the first, this is a big part of your personality. Being charismatic, for example, if you are not that guy, you are a funny guy. How could you be charismatic?
Well,
I'm funny.
when I was 17 and 18, I was a frustrated virgin who had no social skills and no game. And I've slept with hundreds and hundreds of women all across the world. I mean, that clearly means I improved certain things that I did not have.
yeah. You can learn all these skills, all these qualities to be funny, to be witty, to be charismatic, to create a connection, to develop attraction, to demonstrate value, to create sexual tension. That's all learnable skills, but you have to have the mindset that it's possible for you to learn this stuff, and that you can't have a mindset of no, girls just want guys that are jacked, and because then you'll never be able to learn the stuff. Like for me, I always had the mindset that this is a skill set that can be learned. So you have to view it that way.
Yeah, 100% true. This is in anything in life. First, you have to believe in anything. This I agree with you. But my question was, for example, if you want to know my type, my personality is type. I'm a super funny guy, laughing all majority of time. How could be a guy like me be charismatic? Maybe I don't even want to be charismatic. I want to
Okay,
be
let me ask you
myself.
this question: when was the last time you did a cold approach?
What?
When was the last time you did a cold approach? Where
Cold
you went up
approach, you
to,
mean?
what was the last time you went up to a girl that you didn't know and tried to pick her up?
I'm good at this too. I'm good at this. Approaching girls outside. I'm good at this.
How
Yeah,
often do you
then
do it? What
When was
type
the
of result do you get?
2 months ago.
Okay, so that's you're not gonna imagine if you go to the gym once every 2 months. Will you ever put on muscle? No, obviously, right? You have to if you want to put on muscle, you have to go to the gym at least twice a week. Developing your social skills and pickup is no different, right? You're never going to improve if you do it once every 2 months.
You need
Look,
to
but
approach 3, 4 girls a day, 5 days a week for the next 3, 4 months. Analyze your interactions, and you'll be a different person in 3, 4 months from now.
my question was, look, uh, can I be myself and still getting girls? Do I need really to change some
You want to
aspect?
become the best version of yourself.
You want to be the
So
yeah, exactly.
you want to
What?
you want to become the best version of yourself. And if your current self is someone that complains a lot and is a victim and is supplicative and judges women, or I'm not saying you do, but potentially, like that, you need to drop those qualities because that's not the best version of who you are. So you cannot be a loser and still get the results you want. You need to try become the best version of yourself. So, bro, but again, we're talking in circles here. You need to go and approach, go and game.
Here's what you need to do. Number one is you need to completely stop watching all black pill and red pill videos. This is non-negotiable. It's literally poisoning your mind to the point where it's convinced you that you're ugly, right? This is just, I've seen this. You're not an isolated case. I've seen this with black pill a million times. Number two is you need to go out there and get real experience with women. And I don't mean once every 2 months, once a month. I mean like multiple times a week, right? You need to practice talking to girls. Number three, you need a proper structure. You need guidance, right? So you're going to replace the black pill and the red pill stuff with pickup advice. You know, you have a bunch of free videos on my channel. You have that free Facebook group that Gabriel has. You don't have to spend any money on this. There's like so much free advice that's like at your disposal that you can just access, and that will already get you massively further than you are now. So those are the three things you need to do if you want to change. Here's the thing with changing. At first, it's really hard, but once it's, there's like a, think about it like this, you're here, and in order to change, you need to be here. So this requires a lot of work, but once you're here, it becomes easier and easier to maintain. And also, so right now you're at the stage where you need to put in the most work, but you have to change what you're doing. You can't keep watching black pill and red pill stuff. It's just going to poison your mind. You'll never get good if you watch it.
Which city do you live in?
What?
Where do you live?
What I'm living?
Where do you live?
I didn't get your question. Do you mean
what city do you live in?
No. I'm not from US, by the way.
Where are you from?
Africa. I'm from Algeria. I'm from North Africa.
Okay. I mean, culturally, definitely different. Okay. Yes, that is different, but it's not as different as you might think. Algeria is not Saudi Arabia. It's a Muslim country, but it's not like a fucking super hardcore religious one, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, bro, your channel could be the start to me.
Yes, it'll point you in the right direction, but you also need to implement the stuff we talk about and actually apply. We can't do this for you. If we could, we would, but you have to. So part of it is having the right information, which you have, not with our channels, but then you have to also apply. That's the harder part.
But I have to try at least. I have to.
You have to try, and I'm going to tell you this: you're going to fail because everyone fails. I failed massively at first, so don't get discouraged if you fail a few times, right? Because failure is part of it. Think about like any skill. Like, let's say you want to get really good at playing the guitar. You're going to not be that good when you first try the guitar, but eventually you get better. Or let's say you want to learn sales. You're not going to be a good salesperson within the first month, but you start improving. So yeah, I mean, you're definitely not too ugly to meet girls. Like 100%, you're wrong about that.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Gabriel, thank you.
Happy to help, man.
Yeah, so this is the steps. Watching your videos applies and in the reality, in the real life.
And stop watching all red pill and black pill stuff. That's the third step.
I promise. Thank you.
All right, good. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on. Take it easy. Dude, he was so much better looking than I expected. Like I was like, okay, he's probably like, he says he's 3 out of 10. He's probably like a 4 out of 10, right? So, and then he just this normal looking guy just comes on. I'm like, wait, what? Is this a troll or something? Like you're like a fucking totally normal looking guy. Like I would think this guy's probably, like, if I'm being honest, probably better looking than me. Like if I'm just gonna be 100%. But yeah, so definitely. Yeah, dude, this is crazy because I've seen this before, but like the black pill just poisons your mind. It's like literally a poison, where it convinces guys they're totally normal looking, that they're not attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's bring on the next person, Mr. B.
All right, guys.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of data relating questions. I'm trying to increase my conversion rate on dates. So about conservative / Muslim girls. Had a date with one of them couple of weeks ago, got a number in a coffee shop and things. Then like on the date, she was like immediately pretty cold. Like she was sitting kind of far away, like kept the jacket on during the date. And it kind of knocked me off my normal like escalation routine that I do. And I was a bit lost from that point. So do you have any ideas for like how to make it man to woman when the girl is more like conservative?
I think you should have screened this girl out. A conservative Muslim girl is going to act like a conservative Muslim. Like in their culture, they don't fuck on the first night, right? They usually they believe in not having sex until marriage, or at least until they're in a relationship. So I think like if you get a girl who's a conservative Muslim girl, you should screen her out and not even bother with going on a date. Like I'm not saying you need to only go for DTF girls, but there's like kind of like a range. On this end of the spectrum, we have DTF girls. On this end of the spectrum, we have conservative Muslim virgins, right? This is kind of what you want the range to be.
Yeah, but well, she was from like Tajikistan, which is like not the most extreme, and she was quite hot, so it's like I wanted to give it a go. It's like an introverted, like coffee shop, like likes reading kind of girl.
Does she not drink? Like, did you try going to a bar first, and she said she doesn't drink?
Yeah, I went to a bar and she was like, I don't drink alcohol, which is fine. I don't drink either very much. But yeah, I just didn't know how to make any kind of move and escalate.
The truth is I think if I was on a date with her, I might have gotten a little bit further, but I don't think I would have had sex with her. It just like you can't fuck every girl on the first night. You can fuck a lot of girls on the first night, but you know, a girl who's a conservative Muslim who believes in no sex before marriage, I mean, that's a massive uphill battle, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd have been happy to like build a foundation and maybe like close after like 4 or 5 dates. But
well, then if that's the goal, then you might have done okay on the date. I mean, okay, if I was you and I was like thinking like, okay, I don't mind going 4 or 5 dates with this girl. I wouldn't try to fuck her on the first night because that will probably scare her away. I would probably on the first date, like if I was in your shoes, I would probably joke, make her feel comfortable, build some sexual tension, and maybe like end off the date with like a peck on the lips or something like that. Then second date, I would go a little further, and third date, I would start trying to have sex with her. So if like I personally don't like girls that I can't fuck on the first night, or at least where I have no, like very low chance of fucking them the first night. But if that was the goal, then I don't think you necessarily failed.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. I didn't build any kind of sexual tension, so like there was no chance to have like a second date. So
yeah,
the whole thing was just awkward.
The issue is so obviously I can hear from your question. It's basically because look, oftentimes guys with more conservative girls, they don't get the signs that they want from the girls. They don't get the girls initiating things. They don't even get the girls. They're just sitting there being all whatever shy and conservative, and you're there and you're thinking, how do I push this forward? How do I make something happen here? She's not very sexual. How do I actually make something happen? It seems like a big step. Do I just randomly try and kiss her? And the answer is no. The answer is you have to progressively move things forward, but you don't have to do big steps. So I'm still focusing on connection. I'm focusing on building comfort. I'm focusing on qualification, telling her why I like her. And at the same time, I'm building intent through verbals because I won't get away with as much physical, okay, because she's going to be more on guard. So I'm doing more verbally. I'm doing more verbal intent. I actually find you very attractive. And then a few minutes later, you actually have amazing lips. You have very kissable lips. I'm not trying to make something happen that night. I'm just trying to show her that I am a sexual person. I do see her in a sexual way, but that's not my only goal. Because if she feels that that's all you're trying to get from her, then it's like, no, I'm not a slut. I don't want anything. I'm actually, I don't want to see this guy again. I'll ghost him. So you need to play it a lot slower And in your mind, just because she's not giving you those signs that she's not very sexual from the beginning, you shouldn't see that as disinterest. You should rather just see it as it's going to take her a lot more time to open up, and you need to do things slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's
Gabriel's
kind of-
completely correct about this. I realized as soon as he started talking that they're not going to give you the same signs, and it might be even awkward when you try to sexualize with a girl who's very conservative. Doesn't mean it's not working though. Just because something feels a little awkward. But yeah, I agree. Like the way you would do it is you would give her like kind of compliments. You would tease her definitely. It would be like those things.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much nailed it. I was looking for like obvious green flags that you're not going to get from a girl like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I need to like move it forward in more like subtle ways, I guess, or like a bit more slowly.
Yeah, move it forward verbally, right? Well, with eye contact too. So also really strong eye contact. That in and of itself does wonders. If you're just like eye fucking the girl, especially if she's a conservative girl, she's gonna be like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? She's gonna, if you do that to like a super DTF girl, it's gonna be a little bit different. But to a conservative girl, that's gonna make her like really giggly and stuff like that. So yeah, and then like very light touches to begin with, or just like a light touch on the arm or something like that, right? But yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just got one more question as well on like a similar kind of topic about like escalating when you're back at your place. So I think on a recent date that I had, I hit the like point of no return kind of thing where didn't end up closing, and like the girl didn't respond to me again. We're just kind of like making out in my room, and then like
Yeah, that's the point of no return.
I put her hand on my dick, and then she was like, "This is going too quickly." She like slowed things down, and then just ended up watching some Netflix and got her an Uber home. And then
Here's the key question: after the hand on the dick, did she still stay on your bed, or did she leave your bed?
yeah, we're just like laying on the bed, like watching TV.
So that's a sign that she's still DTF, right? Because if a girl is feeling uncomfortable, she's not going to keep laying on your bed, right? She's going to get up and go, like either go to the couch or leave, right? So the fact that she's still laying on your bed means that she's still in part DTF. So that means like don't give up. So when it's that situation, what you would do, you'd be like, you're right, you're getting me all excited. You kind of playfully blame it on her. And then you build a little comfort and sexual tension for like 10, 15 minutes, right? And then you try again, right? And sometimes you have to try multiple times. There was recently a viral X video where this girl was talking about, like, literally this went really viral. She was talking about, like, guys nowadays, they give up so fast. Like, you tell them no once and they just give up. Like, I like a guy who's persistent, right? And obviously, for obvious reasons, that was like a little controversial, but it's so true. Like, girls like a guy who's persistent, not creepy, but persistent. But again, like the fact that she's still laying on the bed is a massive sign, because a girl who's uncomfortable with you would get up from the bed.
Okay, yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah, I think I was just scared of like, scaring her off completely. So I just backed off at the point where she was like, this is too quick.
But you got to keep in mind, if she's on your bed, you've by default most likely hit the point of no return. So it's like, if you don't make it happen this date, you're very unlikely to see her again, right? There's some areas where it's like dubious. Like if you're in your living room making out, did you hit the point of no return? Kind of depends on the girl. But if you're on the bed, you very likely would hit the point of no return already.
Yeah, I guess it does vary from girl to girl. Because there've been some girls who have had like actually naked in my bed, and then it hasn't happened, but they still saw me again, and then it happened. So,
Yeah.
Was there a blowjob involved?
No,
because I've noticed that for some girls, giving head actually passes the point of no return, and then like you can get to see them again. But yeah, I mean, look, there's exceptions for every rule, right? There's obviously, but that's general gist of it.
The main thing you need to be thinking about is it's not just about escalation and what's going on with your escalation. It's because if you think about it, like if a girlfriend, if a boyfriend is like on the bed with his girlfriend, And if she's in a bad mood, or if they have sex, or if they don't have sex, she's still coming back the next day. They're in a relationship. So what can you do to create some of that aspect? The difference between a boyfriend, girlfriend, and you with your girl is there might not be as much comfort. There might not be as much connection. Your girl might think to herself, all you care about is sleeping with her. So that's your only goal, is to sleep with her. So you're probably lacking a lot of qualification. She needs to understand why you are choosing her, why you want her, irrespective of if you have sex or if you don't have sex. So I will often say to girls things like, for me, it's not important whether we have sex or if we don't. I still like you either way. Like, don't get me wrong. I find you extremely attractive, and I would like to explore sexually with you. But whether we have or don't, I still want to see you. Okay. So she needs to understand that your only goal is not just to have sex, because if she feels that that's your only goal, unless she's 100% on that same page, you will get a ghost, and she will never want to see you again, because a girl's aim is not to be seen as a slut. So if you're making her feel that way, she won't want to keep coming to see you.
Yeah, that's true. I do think probably, if I had to guess, the issue was that you just gave up too early, or that you didn't build enough sexual tension.
Yeah, like this was just like
or there was an underlying objection that you didn't deal with, like Gabriel said. Like, maybe her objection could have been that, like, oh, I don't want to be judged. I don't want to seem like a slut. There's about 5 to 7 underlying objections that are very common for these types of things, and yeah, so one of those 3 things, or a combination of those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, we do got to move on to the next person, but yeah, man, hopefully that helps.
Okay, guys, thanks.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
See
All right, Isaiah, I'm gonna bring you on. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, good to meet you, Alex. Good to meet you, Gabriel.
Likewise.
Yeah, I've watched the channel of yours, Alex, for a good while. I'm actually a fan of yours, Gabriel, because there's a guy that lives in my city that I went out and did approaches with him, and I'm like, dude, why are you so good? And I found out, oh, he was one of your students, and he's like, yeah, like, I don't think I've ever met anyone with game as good as him. And I was like, okay, yeah, this Gabriel guy is like really legit.
Awesome.
Nice.
But sorry, what was that you said?
No, nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, my main question is, what would you say are your top 5 or so indirect openers? Because I've heard people say that when you go direct, you lose a lot of your power and you lose momentum, and the interaction's less likely to be successful. But also, I find it so hard to come up with indirect openers on the spot. So I mostly just go direct. But like, what would you say are like the top 5 ones that you usually do?
So yeah. Do you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, I'll go first. So you don't need 5, because you'll get really stuck in your head to have 5. I do in my program, I go through like 30, but you don't need. I just want to give you like 1 or 2. And it's also, I don't want you to see going direct as bad. There's different reasons to go direct versus indirect. But in terms of indirect, one of my main indirect openers is a cold read. I just have to ask you something. Are you German? I just have to ask you something. Are you Greek? That's probably like what I open with 50% of the time. And she's like, no, what do you mean? I'm actually Swedish. Oh, okay, but you look Greek. And then you go forward. So I like to do that because every girl finds it very fascinating and interesting what other people perceive them to look like. So I just ask you something. Are you Greek? That's generally a cold read with origin is something great. I don't want to give you too many to think about. If you just have that, I think like 50% of the girls I speak to and I've slept with, I've opened with that exact line. So you can just go with that.
Yeah, I'd say that definitely don't think that direct openers are worse. There are pros and cons. But there's actually 3 types of openers. There's direct, There where you state your intent right off the opener, like, hey, I thought you're really cute and want to say hi. There's indirect, where you don't state your intent, but the key is you do have to actually get to the point, state your intent within the first minute or two. You can't just stay indirect. So the point of indirect is you go indirect, but then you transition to direct. That's the key part of it. The third type of opener is situational. So this is where you comment on the situation. So an example that I like to do at grocery stores, a girl's like, grocery shopping. She's like about to get something. I'll be like, ooh, don't get that. She'll be like, oh, why? I'm like, God, it's the worst. And she'll be like, really? Right? So I'm commenting on the situation. But then I transition and be like, I'm just kidding. I thought you were cute and want to say hi. But so those are the three types of openers. If I had to pick what I think is the most effective, if you have good game, I would say it's situational, but they're all good in their own way. It just depends on the situation. But I think that you can just comment on the situation, or like if the girl is like, for example, walking around with a big Starbucks cup, I'm like, yeah, you really like your coffee, right? You see what I'm doing? I'm just commenting on situational things. I have a video. It's called How to Approach Any Girl. And I actually give you like a lot of examples of me doing these approaches in it, all three of these types. But yeah, what Gabriel said is good. You can just start off with a cold
comment. Because the thing is, I can see where your mind is at. And even like the situational openers, you'll probably think like, oh, how do I find the right opener for the right situation? Just every single open, I just have to ask you something. Are you Swedish? And don't think about anything. Don't change it. You don't have to adjust it. Just say the same thing. And then you can think about other things, because I can already see you've got anxiety. You're thinking, what's the perfect thing? Okay, well, now this situation is different to that situation. Alex spoke about the coffee cup, and now she's holding a Coca-Cola. What do I say different? How do I be creative? How do I be witty? So just try, get a lot of opens under your belt to get more comfortable.
So also, I am curious, because I also have heard from other people that if you do an indirect opener and then you say like, oh, you don't get that, like you mentioned with that grocery store analogy, like, oh, just joking, like I just thought you're really cute and just wanted to say hi. I've heard that like if you give, oh, that was my excuse type of energy, I've heard that lowers attraction.
You're right. You're right in a way, but what I'm doing in that example I gave you is not actually offering an excuse. An excuse, and a lot of that comes down to your tonality, right? So if I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I thought you were just cute and I want to say hi, then yes. But if I'm like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. I thought you were cute and wanted to meet you, right? Very different, saying the same words basically, but very different type of vibe.
Yes.
So it's not like you're giving an excuse. It's more of like you're stating your intent.
Yeah, you don't want to be apologetic. Like, no, I'm actually so sorry. I didn't mean to actually ask you or say that about your coffee. I'm actually really just find you beautiful. I'm sorry. Like, obviously, you never want to appear apologetic. But also, like, you're also thinking about the open. The purpose of the open is to open, but then you have to game the girl. Okay, there's a lot that needs to go on. So you need to practice opening, then developing attraction. There's a lot more that needs to happen. You need to have solid interactions. So just start somewhere. Go and approach 20, 30 girls, get more comfortable with opening, and then go from there.
So, and like another thing to add on to that, when going for the indirect openers, how do you get it to where you actually stop and get their attention? Because I found unless I go direct the vast majority of the time, I'm not getting them to fully stop. It'll be like, there's one time I was in a grocery store and I saw a girl with her hands full and she didn't have a cart. And I was like, oh, you must be just like me, like refusing to get an actual grocery cart. And like, I saw a little bit of like, she probably would have stopped to conversate, but I don't know. There's just something about like the way of how I did it to where it didn't give the sense of, oh, hey, I want to pause and talk to you for a quick minute. Like, how do you do that to make sure that they actually stop with the indirect opener? And also, how do you make sure that there's that man to woman intent and that you're not just being seen as, oh, it's just a friendly interaction between two strangers?
Your tonality. Oh, go ahead.
It almost seems like for you, you're trying to the open is doing everything for you. You want to know how to open off the opener, how to close off the opener, how to get it to stop off the opener, how to get attraction off the opener. And yes, there's a lot that you can do. It's going to be tonality, eye contact, speaking loud, speaking slow, smiling off the open. There's also after the open, don't, it's not like you're just waiting there like, okay, well, what do you think? No, you have to keep going. You have to move forward. It's not just the open. Yes, there's a lot that goes into the open. Smiling, eye contact, tonality, downtone, speaking loud. But then after the open, now you need to start gaming. Now you need to start hooking the girl. Attraction. There's more to speak about now.
Yeah, just tonality is huge. So the example I think you gave was something like, "Hey, you're like me. You don't use a shopping cart, right?" That's what you said, basically.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, so if I say like, "Hey, you're like me. You don't use a shopping cart," very easy for the girl to walk away. But if I'm like, "Hey, you're kind of like me. You don't really use a shopping cart," right? Do you see the pause there? The pause is what a lot of times gets people to stop, right? So insert pausing in there, strong eye contact. And then even if she does try to walk away, you can just basically like reopen or whatever. You can just be like, "Hey, wait a second, what's your name?" Right? And then go to shake her hand. When she's shaking your hand, she has to stop, right? So there we go. You got her. And then just keep the conversation moving. So,
so you're saying even in the moments where like you have good body language, tonality and stuff, they still walk away. You might say, well, hey, wait a sec. What's your name? Just like that real quick.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
to transition with I like to transition with accents. Like, oh, by the way, you've got an accent. Where are you from? And then she says, whatever, like, oh, I'm actually from New York. Then now it's your opportunity to either tease or to DHV. Oh, interesting. You actually don't have a New York face at all. You look more like you're from LA. And then it's like, haha, that's funny. Maybe she asks you now where you from. And then you start to DHV and I'm from XYZ place. I just moved to this place. I like to transition with exit.
Oh, hey, by the way, that's an exit transition.
Yes, by the way, you've got an accent. Are you from New York? She's like, oh my God, no way. Like, no, I'm actually from LA. Oh, you sound like you're from New York. And she's like, haha, that's funny. Maybe she asks you where you're from. I mean, yeah, there's a lot more that you can do.
Yeah, what if they don't have an accent?
Well, I probably say this to 99% of girls. Every girl wants to believe that they sound unique, that they look unique. They find it interesting what guys perceive, but you're getting too logical. Every girl that I say you look Swedish or you look German, she's like, oh, no way, oh, interesting, or oh, don't get too logical that she's going to analyze that comment to think to you why I don't look exactly like that. No, it doesn't matter. Like, you're getting too logical.
Yeah, and in certain situations, be like, "Hey, what's your name?" and then raise your hand, right? And then she has to shake her hand, otherwise she's rude, which means she has to stop. And then if you want to add to the effect, you gotta be careful with this because this can creep some girls out. But you hold that handshake for an extra second or something like that, right? That adds to the vibe. Don't hold it for too long unless she's very compliant. But an extra second, just slightly longer than the average handshake.
But bro, you're trying to have understanding of absolutely everything. Go out and practice the opens, see what happens, try to take it forward if you can, then start to add a bit more after the open. Like, you can't have the whole process theoretically in your head. It's not going to work like that.
But just one last thing about the follow-up that you mentioned. Is it okay if I insert other things other than an accent, by the way, if it just makes more sense? Like, oh, by the way, you look like Nigerian. Like, you from Nigeria? Oh, you look Colombian. Like something like that. Yes. Be good to say.
She's like, but I'm Asian. Yeah, 100%. You can change it to anything else. Again, it's less about what you say. It's more about the tonality and how you communicate, right? And use pauses, like strategic pauses. Like I just did it like a pause. And whenever you pause while you're talking, it just builds a little tension, and it also gets people to listen to what you're going to say next. That's why, for example, if you watch like Obama gave a speech, right? He's a very good, whether you like his politics or not, he's very good at giving speeches. I think everyone agrees on that. And if you watch him give speeches, he adds pauses all the time, right? He'll be like, today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk. Like, that's a little bit of an exaggerated pause, but you see the point. Like, pauses get people to listen.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because again, we're telling you pausing, hold eye contact, speak slow, we're telling you how to transition. You're not going to be able to think of 9 things when you open. You need to go open, get some reps in, and then start thinking about the next thing, because you're trying to understand this whole every single possibility before you even open.
Okay, but yeah, that's definitely good to know. But yeah, I'll start with that.
Cool, man. All right, cool. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys have a good one.
Take it easy.
Let's do some quick
good.
fire ones in the comments.
Yeah, let's do a few comments and then we can wrap up.
Yeah.
Which one did you want to pull up?
I know, anything in the comments.
Okay. So here's someone complimenting you. I saw him a few years ago during boot camp in Barcelona. Best teacher I've had, makes things so simple. So I'm pretty sure I saw the same in Miami. The dude is crazy. Damn, you have a lot of fans. Saw him in Cape Town. Fought close so many girls this week when he first came. Blew my mind how he does it. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What questions do we have here? I think this was very helpful. Just do 3 different types of questions.
Yeah.
I'm interested in your
and especially, so I don't know what the guy's name was that just came on, but specifically for you, bro, from a theoretical perspective, technical perspective, make sure to join the free group, because that's going to help you a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, here's a question for you.
Yeah, okay.
This one you and I might actually slightly disagree on, but yeah, go ahead.
Can you talk more about connection is important in game? Yeah, so look, it's almost like the first question that the one student asked, or the second question is, what do you do if the girl is more conservative? Like, people think when I say connection, it's like trying to this romantic conversation. No. It's conversational skills. It's understanding how to get her to understand who you are. Because a boyfriend, girlfriend, okay, there's certain things that in a relationship, a boyfriend, girlfriend, that's making that girl trust that guy. It's not just time. It's time, it's understanding his goals, his insecurities, what he's working towards. He understands her. She's opened up about a few things. She's expressed her timeline to him. That boyfriend knows her life story. She knows his life story. That girl only knows, she's probably only told her mother, her boyfriend, or her ex-boyfriends and her best friends certain things. And she develops a certain level of connection, a certain level of trust with those people. If you can develop those same emotions, if you can get those same responses from her, she's going to feel those emotions of trust, of comfort, and that's going to help you drastically, okay? Like, if she feels chosen, if she feels she understands you, if she feels she knows you, if she feels that you understand her, that you know her at a deeper level, it's going to help you drastically. Now, yes, with the girls that are 100% extremely sexual, and it's obvious that that's all they want, do you need this? No, okay? But with the other 50%, you 100% will need it. And it's like, if the girl, like all these questions, a lot of the questions that I've seen guys have, like, okay, I get last minute resistance, and I'm getting the point of no return, and I'm getting X, Y, and Z, and the girl is getting uncomfortable when I've escalated. And it's like, she's not having that with her boyfriend. Okay, she's not having that. She's not having that with her boyfriend. Okay, now I know it's not the exact same dynamic, but can you get an element of that? Yes, you can. Through proper connection techniques, you can get an element of that. 100%. And that's the vibe that you should be chasing. Okay, I'm not saying connection game is in being romantic. No, that's nothing to do with it. Connection is her understanding you at a deep level, her understanding who you are, you understanding her, her having the perception that you understand her, that you know her. And there's lots of techniques to make that happen. And that's going to progress the interaction a lot.
Yeah, so here's kind of my thoughts on this. This about 8-9 years ago, I had a really interesting epiphany. So when I was first getting into game, I was following a lot of RSD. So I thought good game was like making the girl laugh and like emotional spikes and like making out with her, right? And then I had this interesting experience where I met this guy named Ben, and he didn't do any of that at all. He never made the girl laugh. He never did any emotional spikes. All he did was like built like a deep emotional connection and then escalate, right? And he was getting better results than me because at the time my game wasn't that good. So I decided, I really I remember we would go out, do pickup, and then I would spend 2 hours just like grilling him for like more and more info, right? As he was trying to drop me off at my house, and I just kept asking him questions. So I tried his style of game, and I wasn't good at it. I failed because for me, just knowing myself, I'm not that good at building connections with people that I don't know that well. For me, I wouldn't say I had even a connection with my girlfriend until like we were together for like a year. Like honestly, like for me, it takes a very long time to build connections, right? So the way I see it is there's kind of two types of game, and there's definitely overlap. There's attraction game and there's connection game. So attraction game is like basically what I do, where like it's a lot of sexual tension, it's a lot of push and pull, it's a lot of teasing, it's a lot of emotional spikes, right? It's witty banter, it's sexualization, right? Connection game is, I think Gabriel does a combination of attraction and connection game. But if you watch especially his date footage, you can see it's a little bit of a different style. He does make some jokes, right? So he's not completely neglecting attraction game, but he's more of building like a emotional connection with a girl. And one style is not better or worse than the other. They both work. It's just which one are you better suited for? And some people are better suited to lean into the connection side, and some people like me are better suited to lean to the attraction side. That's kind of like my take on the whole thing. How do you know if she's shy on the approach or not interested? Sometimes they're interested but still walking away and just won't chat due to awkwardness. What do you do about it? Okay, good question.
So look, if you're getting active disinterest, if you're getting signs of disinterest, so if you're opening her and she is looking around a lot, if she is also taking a step back, if she is giving you as well, she's basically giving you verbal signs. She's telling you, I have a boyfriend. And at the same time, she's also looking away and moving away. And her tonality is very like almost hard and downtone. If she's doing all of these signs, then you can start to think maybe she's not interested. But in general, it's better to have the mindset that she's shy because that's going to help you. It's a positive belief and keep going. And look, if you're getting disinterest after 30 seconds, it's going to be very clear for you. But rather have the mindset that she's shy and keep going than have the mindset of every girl doesn't like you, because it's just a better belief to have. But yes, you want to look out for signs of disinterest.
Guys in the pickup community, like there's two extremes, right? Where you think every girl likes you when they really don't, and most girls don't like you. And guys in the pickup community very much lean to this side, where I've gone out with guys and I can tell the girl's interested, but then they don't really do anything. And then afterwards I ask them why, and they say, oh, she wasn't interested, right? I'm like, no, she was interested. And I point out exactly how she was interested. So it's better to assume that every girl's interested unless given evidence of the contrary. That's a better belief than the girl's not interested unless I have evidence that she's interested. So it doesn't hurt you to assume that a girl is interested, right? There's no downside to that. But there is a downside to assuming the girl is not interested when she is interested, right? So it's just a mindset thing. For an average guy, how many girls do you think takes a cold approach to get a number? I have heard one for every 20. Yeah, look, I don't like getting into conversion ratios because I don't think it's helpful, and I don't think it's a good way to approach this. And everyone's going to have different ratios. I'd say for me, if I approach 20 girls, I'll probably get 5 to 8 phone numbers, right? But, if you get like 3 or 4 phone numbers for every 20 girls, it doesn't mean anything, right? It just means you have to do slightly more volume. So I don't really like to, because the problem is when you really think of ratios, and let's say like you got 5 rejections in a row, and now you're like, fuck, my ratio is going down. Like, it's just not a healthy way to approach game, right? It's like in terms of like conversion ratios and stuff like that. I just never thought about it that way. And I don't think it's a good idea to think about it that way.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking about it like this. You'd rather, because then you're going to get upset if you're not getting the same ratios as someone else. Just approach and think to yourself, what are your issues? What do you need to improve? Keep doing the right things, eliminate the wrong things. Don't think like that.
yeah, it's just not like I never thought about it like that, and I don't think it's helpful. I know a lot of guys who do think of the conversion ratios, and like they'll like really try to figure out what my conversion ratio is, and I have to like really think about it because I just never like really. It's not something that I focus on. It's like, okay, when I'm doing cold approach, I'm just going to go out, do approaches for however much free time I have, and I'm gonna if I'm like trying to improve, I'm gonna work on things I want to improve on, and then whatever like happens basically. I'm not going to be thinking about like, okay, my ratio is a little worse than it usually is. Yo, brother, thank you for all the videos you put together over the years. They've been immensely helpful. I truly appreciate and wish you the best. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. All right, let's do maybe 2 more questions.
Sure.
Why do you delete comments, Alex? I'm in the mastermind. Well, I only delete troll comments. So there's like literally this whole time, there's only one person I removed. It was just trolling and talking about like viewers and shit. So I don't delete comments. YouTube has an algorithm that has nothing to do with me. So YouTube will sometimes not show your comment. It doesn't mean I deleted it, right? And also just another thing is when I'm in doing the this live streams, I never just delete a comment. If I'm deleting a comment, I'm also banning that person, because in order for someone to get banned, they have to obviously be trolling. So if that meets that threshold, then they will be banned. So if you're commenting and one of your comments doesn't show up, but then you're able to comment again, I did not delete your comment because you're not banned. So yeah, people always think it's me, but again, I don't have anything to do with the YouTube algorithm. Alex, do you still do cold approach, or do you just stay with Natalia? I mean, I do like, yeah, I'll do cold approach for like videos and stuff like that, or for demos, or if I'm with someone that wants to see an example. So yeah. Like I don't want to get rusty or whatever. I don't want to just completely stop, but I definitely don't do it as much as when I was single. Can I sign up for coaching with Gabriel Gray? No. I'm just kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
So start off, bro, just like, and I guess we'll just finish it with
this. Good.
Bro, just, and for everyone that's interested, just go to this link, socialhackerlink.com/PWF. We'll put it in the chats again. And if you scroll all the way to the top there, Alex, you'll see, so you're going to learn everything to do with game, cold approach. That's the beginning steps. And then you'll be able to see details about my program, but you must join.
Look at this blonde hottie. Miss Ukraine over there. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so join through this link, bro. And for anyone else that's interested, lots of content, infield breakdowns, videos, live streams, everything's going on there. So join through this and you'll get lots of help. And then that's the first step.
Damn, look at all these fucking hotties here. Ooh, I like this one too. Ooh, this might be my favorite so far. I guess her tits could be bigger. The blonde is good. If she had bigger tits, she'd be like a 9 or 10. This one is really hot. That's probably the most up my alley. All right, anyway, you guys don't give a shit about that. But yeah, join the group. It's free.
Click the blue button, send my group invitation once you're there, and then you'll join. So that's pretty much it, guys.
Miami, Gabriel was crazy. I remember the PWF Summit weekend. Yeah, for sure. Maybe we'll do one again at another point. Probably not super soon, but yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. Hey, Alex, do you only have DIY program? Do you also do one-on-one coaching boot camps? I do one-on-one coaching, yes. Just send me an email at playingwithfirechannel@gmail.com and we can set it up. Alex, you're almost at 300K subscribers. I will have a party every 100K that I hit. I don't know if I'm super close to it. It might take another year or two, but yeah, I'll do a party every 100K. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. I think we covered a lot of good grounds. I think this was good content and definitely helpful. Any closing thoughts, Gabriel? Gabriel? Sounds like there's a vibrator going in the background. Gabriel, you're frozen. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Shit. The white genocide is starting. They're at his house. All right, Gabriel, I think, is frozen, but how much is one-on-one coaching? I heard it's $2,000 an hour. It's definitely not $2,000 an hour. I charge $320 an hour. All right, anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, I think there's definitely covered a lot of really good shit. I think it was definitely one of the more productive, one of these types of streams that I've done. So yeah, we'll do another one probably in a few weeks. So see you guys then. Take it easy.